Thank you very much. The chairman of the African Institute of African Knowledge, Pambako, the CEO, our own Deputy Minister of Home Affairs, Omadiro, our Deputy Minister for Defense, Onatema. Allow me to say all protocols of affairs. I won't be here very long because I believe that a lot is already being done to address 40 years or a very long-standing issue that requires to be done as early as, say, 3 years after independence in 1983, 84, 85. But it is evident that maybe had it not been the African Institute, had it not been the Institute of African Knowledge, it would have taken longer to tell the story of the liberation of Africa in Zimbabwe in particular. Ladies and gentlemen, Section 23 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe speaks of honor, recognition, and respect of the veterans of the liberation struggle. A secretariat that I lead, and it only came about after the drafting of the new constitution. Ndimengwaza ndinotaura ndichiona mission yedu seisina kuita zvayaifanira kuita urudunura at all take the process of the liberation with the value that it deserves. Because every one person who is here would have not been here had it not been the participants in the occasion of the liberation struggle. And the nation needed to be delightful. Kuondo kwa wale mungu wakaimba kuti ona iwondo ikuri irima rwati mbuviwa ondo yuni chimurenga inouya yakapasa bili vabereki vedu vachipururudza vachichigamuchira vambazo this is not happening, and it's only happening with your leadership now. So we feel honored, we feel respected. Maybe we are now being recognized, I hope. But for the past 40 years, this has not been the case. The Museum of African Liberation has just done us best that we see probably the nation today opening their arms and embracing the provision, the people who provided the material that is required to be in both African Museum and the National Museum. The museum will be an African liberation story telling project, and the artifact is evidence of the experiences of the liberation generation. The young people here who is born in 1980 or so do not think that this thing happened, but as the Institute of African Knowledge and the initiative by Zimbabwe on its own to have its own museum is starting to tell a story, and the young people will start understanding that the war was real. It is also best for the Museum of African Liberation to assist, bring closure to the episode of armed struggle, and have the OAU Liberation, the former OAU Liberation Committee, to find lasting solutions to liberators, rehabilitation programs, and alleviate poverty and improve self-sustainability and contributes to peace and socio-economic development. The OAU former liberation, the former AU Liberation Committee, I want to propose that it should reconstitute and assist what they assisted earlier on. They assisted Africa to be liberated in order to produce the museums that have been talked about today. But we also want to accept this fact that it can only assist when they reconstitute and assist in the current political machinations by our actual enemies to dislodge all governments that we set up from the liberation movement. What it means is that there is a process of being colonized again by our actual enemies. And Africa must find lasting solutions. The objective of the liberation struggle here is to totally emancipate a nation, economically, politically, and otherwise. Closure of African liberation will also be when the welfare of the African liberators is revisited and revived to set in motion what I've always talked about, which is the DDRR program for liberators, self-reliance and self-sustainability, like I earlier on said. These two obligations that I think I need to explain that. It is the DDRR, which is the demobilization of the liberators. Because we are talking about the liberation here. And we cannot have the artifacts without talking about the people who created the artifacts or the people who are being described by the story which is being told by both the African Institute and the Zimbabwean Museum. And the demobilization was the first thing to be done to them, and disarmament, which is what we are put, rehabilitation and reinsertion. That's where the problem is. Because we cannot be talking about all these other things and forget about the liberators. And the other thing, like what our CEO was saying, and asked him, because I decided to try and find out whether there was anything that was discussed about the fighters themselves, besides the idea of going from a single point and then be demobilized, disarmed, in a false start and never be rehabilitation programs. And he said, sure, there was nothing, because I thought I was missing something. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a tonic issue. Even if I die today, because it is the source of poverty, whose aspects we want to talk about today. When our deputy minister spoke about their contribution to the arms that are going to be, to the weapons that are going to be made available, those were used in Nesu. Don't you think, ladies and gentlemen, it is proper that we persuade institutions like this one to continue talking about these things? Zimbabwe liberators will make their contributions by storytelling our story, experiences, aspirations, and our desire to fulfill the initial revolutionary fundamentals for economic emancipation and the political development. As the past issues on the drawing board, when before the architects you are looking for were there, if you collect all those, but the end product then fails to be made available. What is the end product? Resistance to colonialism, resistance to neo-colonialism. As a nation, But today as a nation, we find part of the society advocating for neo-colonialism. It's just us. Ladies and gentlemen, we are liberators in Zimbabwe. We liberators in Zimbabwe are excited that we have been accepted by the new dispensation to contribute to the political. We are now contributing, we are now elite, we are now accepted. But for the past 40 years, I would never have an opportunity to spell out the principles of the revolution. What is it that those who fought the struggle were saying about our policy or a policy on education, on mining, nationalization and things like that? All those things, for those who are with me, they know and we know that we discussed about that. The party that brought about independence was a government in exile. There was not one department that is functional in government which was not within that political party. It was there, it had principles, it had a way of doing things, but it is not the way that things were done later. So we are saying we thank the current leadership of government, our President Kuman EG, to fulfill one of our desires. It is a desire that was developed by the party to greater heights, to allow me to participate, free to participate in a country that I liberated, which was never before in the last 40 years. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are excessively delighted, and that this thing is being done, and I think this desire to see policies that addresses, like what the Deputy Minister said, our main national privileges. The return of land to its rightful owners is also part of the story African Museum should include. It is land that we came from and shall return, but survive from it. It constitutes our national economy, hence need for restoration of land and culture in order for the story to be complete, to be a complete African story. The people of Zimbabwe, ladies and gentlemen, we want to see a total closure because we are talking of a story. Pandakanyora pa all level tichiyora conversation. Muitisha in one day today. You are not going to give you this topic and allow you to go home and write. You write it here, and I will mark it here. And we wanted what he was going to do. And the 45 members of my class, they allowed to do that. And our class teacher, our English class teacher, then did it. Why? How did he do it? How did he see the best of the composition? All he did was to look at the introduction and look at the paragraph and later go to the conclusion. So for this story to be a complete story, acceptable by the international community and the people of Zimbabwe, it must have a closure, it must have a conclusion. And that conclusion can only be got from the veterans of the liberation struggle. Our aspirations, what are they? Well, I know I'm going to say something to you, Sharasalan, because they tend to forget that they've got a cultural aspect that they have to live with. And I was saying, the example is the British when they fought Falkland Islands. They fought. But go to the Falkland Islands, you will never find the British born there. Born, the moon is British. It was taken back to Britain. In Zimbabwe, I want to continue persuading, and I will speak this statement again and again, that Zimbabwe requires to have Mabonde and Makombe Zakarara, Mozambique, Zambia, wherever they are, as much as possible. Be taken from where they are and come home. Every woman who could be here, if you have the chance to be pregnant, you must have given birth to a child. And closure to this story requires Vamimai Kutuvaus, Kutumanonia, Akaka, but we are not sure of the and on that day, the whole nation must converge and have a closure to the opening story in the liberation struggle. Before we get to the artifact, maybe my other colleagues born are going to be artifacts, because when you tell a story in Mitre Museum, the African one and the national one, people want to know what happened to the people who died. The Israelites had 40 years, but he found out that Joseph and Ben, because he had to go back to Abraham, and it happened. I want today to end my story by persuading Zimbabweans in general to give me the support and this aspiration that I see around me. Nema comment mazhinji akaenda kuhondo anozifarira kuti dai zvaitwa ende zvikaitwa mai vane mwana wavakashaya apana akabata kuti amuchaisa magazini amuchaisa mumuseum vanoti mwana wangu hondo yakaitika vanhu vakafa asi akararama. Saka with this I want to end. Thank you very much.